What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Subsistence. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the next morning. It's a beautiful day. We've turned this series into a musical. That's where it's going from here on in. If you don't like it, unfortunately, you're going to have to get the hell out of the way because that's the way that it's going. It looks to me like when you have to heal, protein goes down faster. But when you have to get, like, stamina back, I think that your foodstuffs go down quicker, although protein goes down pretty quickly regardless. Like, we are really having trouble keeping proteins in us. We need some more cloth. I mean, there's a whole bunch of tasks to be accomplished today, and I'm probably just going to follow the fence line over on this side of the map, and we'll see what happens. Today might be the first time that we actually have our initial interaction with the hunters, the people that are trying to take us out, and for whatever reason have landed on the map with the intent of shooting us in the face and making us miserable. That's actually pretty terrifying and gnarly. If you think about like a big old gaggle of dudes with guns just like moving into your area and not really wanting to negotiate or anything, there was no tactical, there was no like economical discussion. It wasn't like give us X amount of stuff a week or we'll kill you. They flat out just showed up just like, yeah, we're killing somebody today. Somebody's getting blapped. It's going down. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? That's the type of evil that you can't even really just like argue against. It's the evil that you get the hell out of the way. I suppose you have the option to like stand your ground and try to fight. And I am a fighter. I really sincerely am. That's the type of person that I am. We'll slide some knucks on and we'll do this thing, man. We'll get down. We'll get down, clown. Take it to the town. I hope that wolf turns around and like goes in a direction that is more suitable so that I can have that box. Because I really want that box. And I really don't want to shoot a bunch of bullets to get it. Can I like crouch and sneak up on him? Ooh, that one had 2 ropes inside of it. Yeah, it looks like you can actually sneak and crouch around. That's pretty cool. I never knew that that was even a mechanic, so now I know. And that's something that I'll be able to adapt my tactics to. I'm just going to try and find the fence on the right-hand side because I know that we went more like center of the map last time we were out scavenging. I'm trying to get a roof over my head and like a base around my body before these dudes show up and decide to just rain hell down on top of me. I was really hoping that both of those would be fiber plants, but unfortunately they were shitty maca blueberry plants, and I have way too many blueberries already. I'm not trying to complain about it. I mean, I guess having some like blueberries is better than having no blueberries at all. But I've got to write campaign tonight. It's actually, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. My Tuesday nights are kind of packed. Like, I've got to sit there and I've got to do a whole bunch of D&D stuff every Tuesday night. Basically turns into a D&D fest for me, where I've got to sit down and do a whole bunch of like storyline writing and character creation and whatnot for my Roll For It campaign. It's fun though. I enjoy like creating the storyline. Sometimes it's hard to come up with inspiration though. Sometimes it's really hard. I mean, I guess it was more difficult initially when I sat down and I had to come up with the way like the entire world functioned and whatnot from scratch. That took like several rewrites and iterations and things of that nature just to get it to the point that I want. And I still kind of feel like my campaign sucks. Like, I feel like my campaign is not as dope as it should be. Like, it feels like sometimes there are obvious plot holes and whatnot, but I'm not used to writing storylines for stuff. Like, every now and again, my players will be like, yeah, that seems like a plot hole. Like, why would the bad guy care? And I'm like, he just does, okay? Shut up. He just does. There's nothing to discuss here. He just cares. He just cares. Leave me alone. Why are you guys always nitpicking me and making me feel stupid in front of an audience of like 800 people? Making me feel bad. We may actually be considering moving the D&D to a weekend or something like that too. Because as it stands right now, having it on like a Wednesday, it's kind of a weird timing. I've pitched this a couple of times where I've been like, hey, we should strongly consider maybe moving it to a different time slot where it'll have like better exposure to more people. Where like more people will be on Twitch TV and whatnot. You know, drive it up the rankings a little bit, make it so that more people can have eyes on the D&D. Because we do it at Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and Wednesday at 12 o'clock is actually kind of a weird time. Kind of a strange time. The other problem is that we're trying to cater to both an international audience and a North American audience at the same time. And frankly, you just can't do that. It's not a thing that's like possible with the way that this whole streaming game works. You got to pick one or the other to favor, unfortunately. With YouTube, you get the added benefit of like everybody gets to watch your videos. Like, hooray! International party. Polish people, bring that ass on inside. German people, bring that ass on inside. You know, Filipino people, bring that ass on inside. American people and Canadians, big old party. Like, you can bring everybody along, you get what I mean? But like when it's Twitch TV, because it's live, it's kind of like a TV show where it's on at like a specific time of day. And if you miss it, like, yeah, you can watch the VOD, but the VOD's not nearly as fun as just like, you know, the VOD's not nearly as fun as watching it live. Because when it's live, you get to throw like comments and shit out there and make it like scroll, make it rain. I don't see a whole lot of stuff out here. And I don't think we actually did that great of a job of picking through this area. Oh shit, there's a wolf over here. Well, wolf, I'm going to take your scrap metal because you're a douchebag. And everybody knows that it's an unwritten law of the Bible. It says, in the Apocrypha, it says that douchebags don't get scrap metal. I don't know what part of it that's in, but it's in there. I looked, so you should just believe me. Because that's what a successful society is based on, not fact-checking the things that people say. That's how we become a better society, is just believe what I say and never question it. There's nothing scary about that. As an initiative, nothing could possibly go wrong from this. Yay, fibers! Yay, fibers! They're not blueberries. Huzzah. I keep picking up the blueberries because, frankly, I have nothing better to do anyways. So we might as well pick them up. Right now, we're kind of testing the limits of the map anyways. I kind of want to see where this all goes and where we end up if we just stay on this trail. There's a chicken right there. That's a chicken that is really, really focused. It's key. It's a chicken that's capable of firing massive Kamehameha blasts. Let's try to talk the chicken into joining my side, but he doesn't seem really interested. Wasn't there 2 of these over here? I thought that there'd be 2 of these over here. And now I'm disappointed to find that I might have been wrong. Well, that's just disappointing. There's a wolf over there, so we're going to go around this side. I'm going to take the medicinal herbs, because we always need more med kits. Does bleeding stop on its own in this game, or do eventually you always just bleed out? I'd like to stay away from bears and wolves while running this particular gambit over here. I don't see crates or anything else laying around that look endearing to me, like stuff that I want. So we may be sort of stuck. I think. Well, there's fibers over here. I don't see any bases, though, either. That's the other thing that I was scanning for, is they said in the next couple days there'll be bandits, and it's been 2 days now. So, bandits? I don't know. Maybe they're procrastinating bandits. They're bandits that aren't really looking forward to the conflict ahead. Like, they know that it's coming, and they should probably be preparing for it, but they're, like, kind of avoiding it a little bit, too, at the same time. Like, who really wants to spend their entire days fighting, you know? That seems like a risky... It looks like a risky junction for everybody involved. If we're just going to throw down with everybody that we see out here. Like, can we try some diplomacy? Maybe some talking first? Like, maybe they want to join our side and we become stronger. Like, people always talk about that in post-apocalyptic games where they're like, oh, society falls apart. Everybody's just killing each other and they're out to take your stuff. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure society would reform itself pretty quickly. Consider for a moment. Do you like living in constant fear of being murdered and having your stuff taken? I doubt that you want to live in a world like that. I think most people would band together pretty quickly, because if you consider it from this angle, the person with the most friends wins. Like, yes, I do think that there would be roving groups of assholes and psychopaths out there that would just be out to take stuff from people that didn't have established, you know, social ties. Like, if you're like one person out there trying to survive, yeah, you're probably going to be a victim to bandits and whatnot. But if you band together and make like a small village of like 200, 300 people... Think about it like this. In Native American and indigenous societies, did they have just people roaming around killing everybody? No, they did not, because you had tribes. And the people that banded together and shared social resources and also real resources like food and stuff like that, they survived and they thrived better than the people that just roamed around murdering everybody, just hoping for the best. That also puts a target on your forehead if you're going to be that guy. Like, eventually, when you get sick, you're just going to die because nobody else is going to give you medicine. They're all going to have their tight-knit little villages of 80, 90 people who are all heavily armed and have guns and the ability to kill you back. Walls that they've built, ways to get away from people like you and keep their stuff safe from people like you, the bandit. Not going to work out. I think there would be a brief period of chaos, followed by basically society reforming itself and restructuring. And from that point on, it would actually become very, very difficult to be a bandit, just because there would be so many social groups around that would just hold the key to stomping your shit out, you know? Ah, dickhead wolf ruining my scavenging run. Fine then, I didn't want to stop anyways. Asshole. Asshole wolf douche. I did not want to stop anyways. Asshole wolf douche. His name is Asshole Wolf Douche from now on. That's the name that I'm going to use for all of the wolves. It's just easier to name them all the same thing. Otherwise, it gets complicated. Ooh, some bullets and some casings. Yeah. I will. I think that I will. Ooh, and another one right here. Damn, son. Somebody dropping all the duffel bags over here. Somebody just screwing up. Somebody doing a terrible job at making sure they get bullets from point A to point B. Really just sort of failing to do that thing that they were, I assume, elected or otherwise enacted to do. But yeah, I strongly disagree with that. Humans are social animals. We don't inherently, unless you're a psychopath or a sociopath, enjoy hurting other people. Most human beings have some baseline level of empathy. And while a lot of people put in a rough situation will definitely kill or be killed, I don't think it would be as bad as most people make it out to be, where they're like, oh my god, it would be fire and chaos. I think there would be like a brief 2 or 3 month period where that would happen. But during that period, you would also have people building all kinds of like facilities and walls and kind of making safe places for themselves, as long as there was no third-party actor involved. If there was something like zombies involved or some kind of like plague involved that wiped out social structures and made social structures weaker and a larger target for that third party, then yeah, it might actually, because if you think about zombies, that's what zombies do. They make it impossible for you to have like large villages and cities. Otherwise, you just attract too many of the bastards and they come after you in just waves and waves and waves. It becomes very, very difficult to camp in the case of zombies, I guess. But if there's no third-party actor, there's just bandits and then people that are willing to cooperate. The people that are willing to cooperate, I think, are going to pull ahead pretty quickly. Like, pretty ridiculously rapidly, in my opinion. I don't know where this wolf is at, but I assume it's over here somewhere. This area seems to have a real wolf problem. Like a massive wolf problem. Like a wolf problem that's reaching such an extent that I have to assume the government's involved somehow. There has to be some government repopulation effort that has resulted in this ridiculous amount of wolves just running around everywhere. That's a thing we do in the United States every now and again. We repopulate wolves with no plan for how we're going to curtail them. We'll be like, oh shit, there's too many deer, and there's too many javelinas and shit. Alright, well, repopulate wolves then. That'll work out. And then all of a sudden there's just like bajillions of wolves running around like eating people's crops and or eating people's cattle farms and whatnot. And then we're like, oh shit, that didn't work out so great either. What do we do? There's wolves. My granddad lives down in New Mexico, and he said that they put timber wolves down there on the land that he lives on. And he's just like, there are goddamn wolves everywhere. They are everywhere. Like they've eaten a couple of his dogs already. It's pretty drama-filled out there. It's pretty drama-filled. They've eaten a couple of his dogs. It's just like they get into everything. And what's worse is the government tags them all so that if you like defend your land and like shoot one in the face, like park officers come out and arrest you. And so it's like you can't even defend yourself. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. Definitely one of those initiatives that somebody failed to think through properly. Failed to think through with like their full brain power. Like, I'm all for repopulating endangered animals, but let's, like, kind of think about a way to do it that doesn't mess with, like, ranchers and people that have been living there for, like, 150 years, too, you know? Like, keeping the population happy seems like I'm sure we can find a middle ground. I'm sure. We can find a middle ground that doesn't result in, like, chaos occurring. More bullets! Yay! Ooh, and more casings. They're trying to get me stocked up right now. I can only assume that once we go to war with some of the bandits and things as well, that they'll be dropping a lot of bullets, I hope. I assume, anyways, that they'll be somewhat of a source for bullets and firearms and rounds and whatnot. I don't know, though. I like where we're at right now because I'm actually getting resources. The first little chunk of this walk didn't work out so great for us. I kind of want to shoot a bear and see what happens there. Like, catch one right in his derriere. But aside from that, I also kind of want to keep my head down and just, like, get shit done, you know? But then again, we could earn a title as, like, the Bear Warrior. And not just for our nudity, because normally we earn that title via just being nude all the time. This time around, we'll earn it the right way. The way that God intended when God set forth that chapter of the Bible on the titles to be handed out based on nudity and also seniority. And I just want to remind you, I've been here the longest, so I should get the title. That's all that I'm saying right now. I'm not trying to, like, cause division or, like, start a rebellion or anything like that. I'm just saying I've been here the longest, so if there's going to be titles distributed, I want it. I want it. There are a lot of fibers out here, which is pretty cool. There's some off to the left-hand side, and it looks like there's a nice little trail of them off here to the right-hand side, too. Where is it? I don't see it. I think you only lose stamina from sprinting when there's like a monster trying to eat you. And by monster, I mean like a big 5-foot tall deer-consuming asshole dog. Ooh, hey. What's up, storage chest? So nice of you to meet me in the shade here. Even though you have nothing for me and you're useless and I hate you. Go away. It looks like we can actually get like out here into the sticks too. Like into the boonies. Which is just like the middle leg portion of the boon. Gotcha. With the reload. And we still got 6 bullets left. This would be the time where I would strongly encourage us to do a little bit of butchering and farming on some of these animals around here. What do we get? Got a little bit of cloth. Sounds great to me. With the lightweight t-shirt. We can definitely make ourselves a shirt unless we wanted to save up and make an even better shirt and like skip one of the ranks. We could make medium pants right now. We could also make shoes right now, which seemed like a pretty good plan. I'll think about it more when I get home. I think that's a chest right there. I'm going to go have a look-see. See if there's anything inside of there. Maybe like extra cloth or anything that I can utilize. We still have like a full reload after this magazine as well. So technically we can hunt our balls off right now if we want to. We can hunt until our testicles fall off. That is way too much hunting. There is no hunting manual in the world that recommends that much hunting. You can look, but you won't find it, Nerd Castle. But that's the amount of hunting that we can do right now if we so desired it. Just thump, thump, crash, earthquake. They could fall off my body right now if I wanted to take it that far. Watch out for your feet, though. I don't want to crush you. Don't wear steel toes when I'm hunting my balls off. You might lose some toes there. The weight, the massive, ridiculous density of what falls on your foot might cause you serious bodily harm. So step back. Also, you should probably wear a hard hat or something. I don't know. It seems like if there's the possibility of getting your toes cut off, that you should also wear a hard hat. That's all that I'm leaning towards right now. More cordage. Cool. Well, that's enough to get the walls back up and running inside of our base, provided we can chop enough wood to get the planks that we need in order to do the construction that matters. So, going into the bandit phase here, I feel like we're in a pretty solid spot. Another recommendation I would give them is just put the wood straight inside your inventory. Like when you're chopping a tree, just let me have the wood straight away. It saves time. It just makes it a little bit quicker. Each time the meter fills up, just add 1 wood to the inventory. Because having to turn it around, and it's a little thing, but I feel like it kind of slows down the farming process a little bit. And when I'm interested in farming, I want it to go as fast as possible. I'm not one of those KMMO people that finds farming to be like weirdly satisfying and fun. That's just not me. I'm not that guy. Those people exist out there, and hey, to each his own. I have no complaints to make about the way that you choose to pass your time. You do you, baboo. But for me and my house, we shall say, damn, that's kind of boring. There we go. We'll get those all queued up, and then the rest of the wood will be for our shelter tonight. I don't know when we're going to be going up against banditos or anybody else that wants to steal our fritos, but I got to assume that it's going to be pretty soon. Seeing as I don't really have anything other than farming in front of us for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode right here. My name is Splattercat. I just wanted to say thank you from the depths of my heart for stopping on by today and choosing to be my companion as we play a survival game, kill some wolves, chop some trees, get some resources, and try to corral a good time. I really, really enjoy playing games with all of you every single day. It's really the high point of my morning and my afternoon, getting to do this every day for a living. If you want to get the game for yourself, it's called Subsistence, and I've got a link for you down below. Other than that, if you wanted to support the channel, you can do that through the Patreon link that I have down below. That's a place where you can get yourself some cool bonuses for making sure that the channel can pay all of its bills. Electrical bills, they suck. Food bills, also suck, although that means you get to eat food, and eating food is pretty awesome. Aside from that, I will see you all in the next episode of Subsistence. Let me know what you think. This is one of those series that I had been holding off on for a while because I wasn't really sure if people would enjoy it or not. It's a little bit farmy, but no more so, I guess, than Force of Nature. I feel like we make more progress in Force of Nature, but this one, for some reason, is more satisfying to me. I enjoy playing it more, so I will see you all when next we meet. Be sure to leave your thoughts. Every single time I play the game, I do go through and read them, so I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.